All right, we're back. Blunt Bastards are back. This is Gav and this is Bick. Now, when I woke up this morning, the big question which is rotating in my mind, just the way England rotate their players, that will there be day 4 on this in this 4th test? Because the pitch has been pretty good. India played really well, so I was like, like 4th day, that makes sense, right? But obviously, we all know the answer to that one. There wasn't a 4th day. The 3rd day also did not finish. Now, let's get back to the Kohli thing. Like, Kohli's been criticized until recently. I mean, right now you can't criticize Kohli, but until very recently, until like even 3 weeks ago, Kohli was criticized heavily for his captaincy. Now, I think that's all bullshit. We all agree. But what he needs to be truly criticized is for never winning a toss. He just can't. This guy can't win a toss. The last time he won a toss was like in 1997 when he was a kid, when he was playing with like 5-year-old. That's the last time he won a toss, because he's not won a toss. Now, England's plan started well. They won the toss. They batted bad. Yeah.
The template. So they won the toss and they batted badly. They bowled awfully. Then they batted like they've never played Test cricket ever in the history. Like they were like Irish or something. They were Chinese or something. Now, English has everybody knows English invented the game of cricket. Now they're behaving like Americans who think when you say cricket is some insect, because even if when you Google it, right, when you say on Google you put cricket, insect pops up. Okay, that's the first thing that pops up. That's the first meaning, and it says second meaning is that cricket that some people play. Now they think that this like cricket is going to bite them on their asses. Well, rest assured, it really did bite them, not just on their asses, on everywhere, and it got destroyed. Now let's start with a bit of a hypothetical example about somebody who's not very hypothetical. Let's imagine, Vikram, you're Dom Bess's father. Now, and you love Dom Bess. He's your favorite son because all the other sons you have are in jail for petty crime and a lot of bad shit. Now, how the hell do you explain as a father that how do you explain your son goes wicketless? And it's not like he didn't bowl like Ishant Sharma in the second innings. This guy bowled like 17 overs, went for a lot of runs, goes wicketless at Motera. That's mind-boggling stuff. How did he do that? I think it's just the... I think I can blame Joe Root for that how Yuvraj Singh's father blamed Dhoni for Yuvraj Singh's failure.
Well, it's Joe Root's fault that he gave him the ball in the first place, that he selected him in the first place. If he had not been selected, it would have been any problem?
No, I mean, that's what, it's baffling. It was baffling from the beginning because suddenly he started bowling bad. He took wicket of Virat Kohli, was bowling very well for the first 10 overs in the first test match. And then in the second innings, he never got to bowl at all. And after that, we even heard that he's not feeling good or something like that. And then here, England selected three bowlers, including Dom Bess. I don't know what they were thinking. But yeah, I mean, you can really see that he was under a lot of pressure. So, I mean...
But that's a rubbish butcher. What do you mean a lot of pressure? You're just bowling badly. You're always going to be under pressure. This is Test cricket.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not like he has not bowled well. Remember when we were talking about this series in the beginning and I said that, I don't know, Dom Bess and bowled well in Sri Lanka. Took 6 wickets, I believe. And even against South Africa, he bowled really well. So it's not like this is his first series, right? Like Axar Patel. But completely opposite. So it's surprising. I don't know. It's some mental thing. I think it's not just Dom Bess. I think the other English players as well. Most of them, the batsmen. I think they just lost it in their minds.
Anyway, now you're just making up excuses. Another question for you.
I'm his father, right? I have to make excuses.
You're just bullshitting now. So now is Dom Bess's career like at a big time spinner over? And I mean limited overs as well. Because see, even for limited overs, you need something. I think the dude has no control. He gets tired.
Yeah.
I don't know how he gets tired. He has no magic deliveries. He doesn't have really any variations per se. You got to have something, right? And the biggest concern is temperament. He seems to be melting even before the sun came out. It's just like, how do you expect? I don't know how this guy actually ended up in England team in the first place. And when you don't have temperament, maybe he was not tested till now. And then when the test came, he just completely melted. Yeah. He's bowling full tosses after full tosses. What? This is not full fucking baseball.
Yeah, that was really surprising, and I think they were showing his. Before the beginning of the day, he was practicing bowling, and they were showing that while practicing, he was actually looking at the batsman, and when he was bowling in the match, he was not looking at the batsman. He was looking at the pitch, like how when you speak in front of a lot of people and you are nervous, you look at the mic, you don't look at the people. So he was bowling like that. So yeah, really surprising.
All right, before moving to the next one, I'll say one thing, because I was just recently listening to this podcast. I was going to send it to you, but then I didn't send it to you because I think you'll probably not end up watching it. It was a long one. It's like 30 odd minutes, but a very good podcast with all these, we're going to come back to that, those Sky Sports pundits, all the ex-English players, particularly Nasser Sen. So they had this with Monty Panesar, and then I think why I really liked it because it was very honest. Because Monty, I've not really heard him speak. I've heard him speak. I've not really heard him speak at length. He was very honest, and they asked very honest questions, and I really liked it. I think I'll send it to you. You can watch it. Now, coming back to that, so I just realized that I want to say for Dom Bess that, right now a lot of people are not watching our podcast, but in case this gets more popular, I just want to say that, we're shitting over Dom Bess. It's not personal, but I really hope you really come out stronger than you are right now, because right now it's not good enough, and that's the fact of it. But because you were selected for the English national team, you must be something. There must be something good about you. It's just we can't see it right now, and right now you just have to go back to the drawing board, as they say, and just start from scratch. And I think you can still be something really great, because when you hit the bottom, just watch Rocky Balboa movies or something. All you have to, Chinese proverb, you fall 7 times, you get up 8 times. You just get up one more time. That's all life is all about. So good luck with that. But yeah, we're going to keep shitting on you if you're going to be performing like this. And that's the way it is. It's Test cricket, mate. That's the way it is. This is not Singapore. You can go back to play with Yuvraj Singh in Singapore, and you can be like 45 and you can be like bowling full tosses, people still getting out. All right. Enough pep talk. So let's talk about our favorite punching bag, and it's not Dom Bess, it's our own Jinx, Ajinkya Rahane. Now, as far as gentlemanship goes, Rahane is only next to Pope. And just to be clear, I don't mean only Pope. I mean the Pope who sits in Vatican in that balcony in Italy. Now, I was referring to the specific point when he took Ben Foakes' catch, and he said, I'm not even sure if this is out or not. So soft single was actually not out, because Ajinkya Rahane was not even sure. Eventually, when they see the footage, they realize that this was a proper clear catch. So full points for that in Rahane. Amazing gentleman. But the fact is that the guy how much runs did he score in this series? 112 runs and 18.66. Okay. Yeah. Now, this is not a one-off bad series, because even Virat Kohli had a bad series. He had he was striking at 28. His average was 28. Now, not striking, that's his average was 28. Rahane is at best a decent batter, and decent isn't good enough for a champion team like India, because India has a lot of batsmen. This team is amazing. So my question with him is that, fine, you can play, but my question is that why is Rahane's number 5 spot, he's number 5 batsman for India. Why is it permanent? It cannot be permanent for a player like that. You just cannot. KL Rahul can't even get a fucking game. Okay. Everybody keeps complaining about Pant until recently he scored a lot of runs, and his keeping has been really good. We're going to come back to that. Now, is it time for India to really look for a genuine number 5? At least have a rotation policy. At least can't tell you this is permanent. No matter what you do, it's permanent. What the hell is this thing? This is not a government job. It can't be permanent. You can't be scoring 0, 5, 26.
Yeah.
Why is it permanent?
No, I don't think it'll be permanent. No, I don't believe that it'll be permanent. He was dropped in South Africa, I think. He has been dropped before, and if he keeps on performing like this, he will be dropped. Just because he doesn't fit in right now. And I have been, and you have been telling this from a very long time. We have so many options now, right? In Washington, Sundar, he scored 96, and the guy never, broke a sweat. He was just so comfortable. And so you need a solid number 5, and especially when Pant is there, right? Because Pant will have off days. He'll have good days. He'll have off days because the way he plays.
Naturally.
I know he played really well. He played really well here. He showed patience and took his time. But his natural game is that he'll be attacking. So you need a balanced number 5. You need a solid number 5. Now, what Rahane does all the time now is he just goes in attacking mode after some time, and he doesn't have that skill. So it just feels that he's the weak link right now. I know even Pujara didn't score many runs, but these are off series. Like he has been performing. He has been, and his role is mostly to hold one end up, Pujara's. So it's his role, and he performs that role perfectly. But yeah, I think they just have to give someone else a chance at number 5, and I think that will happen. That will happen sooner than later.
It has to happen, right? All right. So moving on to the coming back to the ex-English players who who are now become pundits on Sky Sports, and apparently they are very, very good. Now they were saying that England were one bowler short because, as you said, they picked 3, and shame on you for saying 3 because I'm going to come back to Ben Stokes. Now my 10 pennies worth view is that England were not short a bowler, but before that I want to say that the extra batter that they played was Dan Lawrence, and guess what Dan Lawrence did? He played really, really bloody well. He made almost 100 runs, and he only got out because there was nobody else left. He had to like start sweeping like a mad person.
So,
and I don't think England were one bowler short. I think England were 2 bowlers short, but the only difference is both those bowlers are actually on the pitch. That is Jack Leach and Dom Bess. Both of them were there. I don't think they selected a bad team. These people had every bowler. If just the bowler is not going to perform, what are you going to do with extra bowler who's never going to do anything in the first place? You're going to have another pacer? Why did you need another pacer? We already had James Anderson and Ben Stokes. They bowled out of their fucking hearts out, and there's nothing else you can do. You couldn't have extra batsmen was what they needed, and they needed the fucking top order to perform, which did not perform. That's the only difference there is. You can't just be scoring so badly. So I have no problem with the selection. I had complete faith in this thing. Last time, what did they do? They had 4 fucking face bowlers in the last match. Then nobody got to bowl. What do you want? And you don't have any other spinner than Dom Bess. Dom Bess was the wrong selection, but the fact is I still wanted Dom Bess to be there. Obviously I didn't expect him to bowl that badly, but I wanted it because you have to have a goddamn spinner on Motera. You can't be relying on your captain to bowl, man. He's not a spinner. He's a fucking legendary batsman, for heaven's sake. So
even then he bowled so many overs in this match. Yeah,
but eventually you're going to get found out, right? Unless the ball is spinning like helter-skelter, you're not going to get wickets because you're not a primary bowler. And it's just people will find you out. People will figure it out because first time when you come in, you were like, okay, because when you took 5 wickets for 8, then you must be under a lot of scrutiny and they must have watched a lot of videos of you, what you're doing, and then they overcome you. And they tried to attack him as well. That was very short. Now, coming back to Ben Stokes, he bowled 15 overs in the first 3 matches. That is 5 overs per match. That is 15 deliveries per innings. That's 2.5 hours. Now, in Ahmedabad's 41-degree dry fucking heat, this dude, he bowled 27.4 overs in 1 innings, and that's 166 deliveries. Now, you are the person who wanted to drop Ben Stokes. I was adamant that you don't drop Ben Stokes. He made 55 in the first innings or something like that. And instead of play like, I don't know, you wanted to play Jeetan Patel, who's their bowling coach. You were like, I'd rather play Jeetan Patel than this guy. Now, Stokes deserves a public apology from you here because he looks like an Eskimo, by the way, okay? But he seems like he's never seen sun in his life, and one time he fell down on the pitch as well. Like literally was like lying on people like he's dead. He's like, okay, I'm not dead. I'm gonna get up. But see, my point is that a person needs to be mentally fucking strong because see, if you're English, you have not seen. By the way, I would fall down there. And I'm very comfortable with sun. You cannot be bowling, you cannot be a fast bowler, you cannot be bowling at 41 degrees. That's unhumanly. And particularly for English players who have never seen sun in their life, and Ben Stokes particularly does not seem like somebody who's seen sun. His skin has not seen any goddamn sun. But he bowled 27.4 overs and he would have bowled more overs if required. That's the idea. And
what happened to the rotation policy?
No, fuck the rotation policy. And this guy, my point is that for Test cricket, you need to have that character. And when people said on the second day of the first Test match, Dom Bess came out and people said he's tired after bowling 2 overs in the morning, I was like, what the hell is going on here? So when Ben Stokes as a fast bowler, and he's not even a fast bowler. He's not even bowled that much. He's definitely a bowler, but obviously he wants to make sure that his fitness level, and there's been a lot of things happening with Ben Stokes, right? He's been in and out. There was a personal situation. His father was very unwell. His father was ill, then he passed away. There's a lot of things are going on, and also with his bowling, he just doesn't want to stress so much. But when he is required, this guy bowled at least 20 overs extra than he would have normally bowled, and he did at in that heat, and that's the kind of characters you need. We need Jimmy Anderson at 38. Jimmy Anderson bowled 25 overs. He would have bowled more as well. He was ready to bowl. The only reason he was didn't taken off because he was not eventually getting wickets, so they needed somebody else to bowl. Jimmy Anderson was ready to bowl as many overs as possible. Joe Root was bowling. Joe Root was trying to bat as well as he could. He could not bat really well after the first Test match, but we need characters. This is Test cricket, man. This is Test cricket.
Yeah, and it's not that difficult, right? That difficult in the sense that it's not like everyone is getting out. In the third Test, we had this situation where the ball was turning from end of day one and all that, and then everyone got out. But here, I think the wicket was decent. I don't think it was breaking that much even on the third day. But yeah, coming back to Ben Stokes, yeah, I know I said that he should be dropped mainly because of the batting, because no one expects in his current phase of his career, no one expects him to bowl 25 overs or 27 overs in a day. And this, it was just ridiculous. It's not even his country, right? He's from New Zealand and he's giving his life because he could have just got injured, right? And he was falling down after every over, and he was out of breath, and it's just ridiculous that he had to bowl so many overs, and then that's what I was talking about the rotation policy. The rotation policy was there in place to give players rest, and there you have a 38-year-old bowling so many overs, and this guy Stokes bowling so many overs when he is not really fit to bowl regularly. And and just hats off to him actually, and I will apologize also to question him, but I was really concerned about the batting part because he comes at number 5, right? And again, doesn't give that solidity like Rahane's situation. He comes at number 4 actually. Number 5, yeah.
Number 5.
So yeah, I was just more concerned about his batting, not about the bowling. But and that's Ben Stokes for you. He gives his 100%, more than 100% in every match, and whenever required, he's ready to play out of his skin. Yeah, but.
See, that's what it was all about, because once I think whenever they were selecting, they knew that they don't want to have another bowler there. It must have been already made clear to Ben Stokes, and not made clear. I think Ben Stokes must have said it himself that if I have to bowl, I'll bowl as many overs as possible. And it is goddamn difficult. You just cannot be bowling at 41 degrees. You just cannot be. And when you know your spinners are just not able to bowl, you have no choice. Like most of the wickets for England were taken by their fast bowlers. One was run out. 7 wickets were taken by Jimmy Anderson and this Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes took 4 wickets. The deal was that they were the only ones. Even if Jimmy Anderson was just bowling, he was almost like edges were missing, things were happening. These are the people who are doing everything. And on these pitches, when Jimmy Anderson and Ben Stokes have to bowl more than 50 overs, you really know something went wrong. When you get the characters. By the way, Jack Leach is a good character. The trouble with Jack Leach is he is a little bit timid. When he needs to be showing more intent, but he is one person. Unlike Bess, he's not going to break down. But he just needs to be a bit more. When I say timid, isn't like bit more vocal, bit more like try to do different things. He's like, okay, this is my job and keep doing it. No, you have to do more. You have to do more. You have to be a bit more aggressive and assertive and all those things. But Dom Bess is one person right now. He was not the person to be brought to India. But at this stage, England did not plan very well. And it's not Dom Bess's fault. It's just that sometimes you're not ready. And sometimes maybe England did not know he was not going to be this ready. Because he really did bowl well in Sri Lanka, right? So he did really bowl well.
Correct.
He just found out of his depth, and that's the way it is. But yeah, I was very impressed. And this is what the difference is. Because my point is that Ben Stokes did not have to bowl. He could have been incapacitated. He could have just completely dehydrated, destroyed.
Exactly.
But he was like, no. If I'm supposed to bowl, I'm going to bowl. It does not fucking matter. And Jimmy Anderson has nothing to prove. He has nothing to prove.
Yeah.
He's proven everything. He's the greatest fucking test bowler ever. But no, he's like, no, I'm going to be the one who's going to start bowling. I'm going to be the one who's going to keep bowling. Only reason I'm going to be replaced is because you just feel somebody else can take a wicket. Then only I'll move off. Not because I'm tired. Jimmy Anderson could have bowled all day. Ben Stokes could have bowled all day. And hats off, man. These are difficult conditions. Ishant Sharma did not even bowl a single over, by the way. You know that, right? right? So this is how it is.
He has some ankle injury or something.
Yeah. So it's not a bowling department. There's enough bowlers out there. Bowlers just need to bowl better. That was the whole concern. So I have total respect for both these people. Now, is Rishabh Pant the next Adam Gilchrist? Yes or no?
Again, too early.
Yes or no? There's not too early. Don't go fencing.
Okay.
No, you can't sit on the fence.
Yes.
Yeah, Adam Gilchrist. Now, I just want to say something about Rishabh Pant. Is like suddenly his wicket keeping has improved. See, and it's all about confidence. The batting is showing he was always good at good batter. But I have a feeling that there's some people, right, who are very quick at learning things because their talent is amazing. They're just inbuilt talent. So I just felt like during the whole lockdown period, he just kind of lazed off a little bit. As I said, like he was getting engaged or something. He had his girlfriend or something. He was just probably living with her. I don't know what the hell was going on. Either the girlfriend or his own thing. I'm not blaming other people. I'm blaming Rishabh Pant for just dropping the ball.
Yeah.
And when he got a lot of criticism, I think probably Ponting was like spanking him during the IPL. And
no, even during I think even the Indian team because I cut you off, but I'll just tell what I saw. At the end of the match today, they took an interview of Ravi Shastri, and he clearly said that we were very hard on Rishabh Pant. We wanted him to improve his keeping. We wanted him to lose some weight, and we wanted him to respect the game a bit more. So we have been hard on him. So yeah, I think that's the reason why you see the
shows, right? Because India has all the resources. Okay, if whatever his glove work was not working, they will do everything. They will put a single coach for him. They'll put 2 coaches for him. Literally for every problem they can buy a coach. Okay, so it's about the efforts that you make at the end of the day, right? So I think he's this guy's incredibly talented, and the way he was playing, and people will talk about the scoop and everything, but I'm just saying that just for the camera flashes and everything. But the way he plays, he has the talent, and that's somebody we need right there, that people will be scared. And when you have like 5 wickets down to 75, people are like, oh, we're looking good. No, when the Rishabh Pant is coming, he's like, God knows, man, fucking this guy is going to score 100, and it's going to be crazy. Now,
and that's how. And I think we saw that in Australia also because he almost won us the match in this third test, and that put some fear in Tim Paine's mind, and that's why he, people were saying that why is not setting a target and all that, and there was some kind of fear that okay, they can actually make these many runs. They came close. So this is what Gilchrist used to do, right? And again, not comparing. I mean, we are comparing, but it's too early to say. But it's just the amount of talent he and Rohit Sharma both, I think. And Rohit Sharma has, we haven't talked about him much, but I think he has finally justified his talents so far. And the innings he played in this test match also, just going against his nature and just forming the strike and just defending, keep on defending. They bowled so many deliveries outside of his off stump, and he just let them all go. So I mean, there is something in this Indian team which actually brings out the best from all these players.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, Rohit Sharma is another topic altogether. I've never been questioning his talent, because if I question his talent, then I'm the dumbest person on earth. I think as one thing you said, that respect the game more. I think that also holds true for Rohit Sharma, for his own sake. Rohit Sharma is turning 34, right, in like a couple of days or something. So his body's not going to hold up. If he really respects the game, if anybody has that kind of talent, it's just unbelievable talent, like literally unbelievable. He when he comes to batting, he has talent even more than Virat Kohli. But but the world will remember Virat Kohli is a great test batsman, and Rohit Sharma is somebody who had flashes towards the end of his career. He could have been playing test cricket for the last 10 years, but he hasn't been, and that's something. He has to take the blame for that. Nobody else will take the blame for that. I think Rohit Sharma is obviously incredibly talented. So now coming back to Washington Sundar. Do you think Washington Sundar is the next Stephen Smith, because gets selected as a spin bowler, then becomes the greatest batsman ever in the history?
Yeah, it could happen. It can happen, because right now, I mean, his bowling is good in limited overs. Not there yet in the test arena. He might improve his bowling, because I think there will be a demand for spinners in couple of years when Ashwin finally hangs his boot, and
and Jadeja will be there, but you'll still need some more spinners. So I think it'll be beneficial that he improves his bowling as well. But batting wise, I think he's just great. I mean, on this pitch where everyone failed, not just the English batsmen, apart from Rishabh Pant. Obviously, Rishabh Pant played incredible innings, but the way he batted, and even today, he has. I mean, there are parallels between him and Steve Smith, and I actually recently watched Steve Smith's first match when he was bowling, and his batting was horrible, and the way he took stance and everything was horrible. And from there, he became this great batsman. So Washington Sundar is already a very good batsman, already technically very sound. So it can really happen.
Yeah, also another thing is his temperament, right? When he just comes in, he just doesn't look flustered. And by the way, people have forgotten already, the last 2 innings he made ducks. Okay, both innings ducks. So and then he comes out, he didn't look flustered from there. He was just playing his normal game. He just kept building. And eventually it's the last 3 batters who just completely exploded. One was a run out. I didn't see it. I don't know whose fault or whatever it was. But Axar and then the last 2, including Siraj and Ishant Sharma, could not hold the other end. And then he got stranded in 96. But does not matter. He was just perfectly fine because, I mean, we need to, that India till the 90s, till Sachin Tendulkar was a great player. It was all about numbers. Even in the noughties is the 2000s. People don't use the word noughties because it sounds weird. But but now Virat Kohli's era, it stopped being about the hundreds and all those things. It's just about, I think, it was an amazing display of batting by Washington Sundar. So let's see if he can become the next Stephen Smith. Although I know you're saying he's the next Bradman, but I think that's just going too far. Now, the final topic of today is Axar Patel. Now, in the last podcast, I refused to give him a lot of credit because I thought this is Motera, this is like, balls are spinning. So unless he destroys England in England or does really, really well, we will talk then. But I think it would be completely boneheaded of me just to completely discard and not recognize the fact that in this series, when he's playing alongside literally the greatest bowler right now alive, greatest spinner alive right now, which is R. Ashwin, and he outplayed him. He did better than him in the 3 test matches every single time that he played with him. And for a person and he was debuting. This is debut series, okay? He's under a lot of pressure. When you talk about pressure, this is the pressure, man. You're playing alongside. And you're coming in after Nadeem, who's actually an amazing bowler in domestic cricket. He's like amazing record. Now he's failed. And you come out like all guns firing and you consistently do it every single innings for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, taking 27 wickets at 10.59. Come on, man. That's you gotta that's respect, man. So are you saying that he's gonna be the next Murali and take more than 800 wickets? Is that what you said? You said that to me offline. You were like, Axar's gonna take 1,000 wickets. Totally.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. India is because, like next 10 years, all the matches gonna be in Motera. and all pink ball matches.
And it's like, and you have a bowler like Ashwin also there, right? So he'll not, even if you bowl really well, he'll also take some wickets, at least in India. And then when we'll see what will happen once we go out. I don't think he'll even get picked, to be really honest, because once Jadeja comes back, he'll be the second spinner or even the first spinner. It can happen. But it's really interesting now.
Manchester City or like Bayern Munich team, when the bench looks stronger than the freaking team who's playing. It's crazy. India can feel like multiple teams now, still beat everybody. That's what this about Manchester City.
There's a podcast which I started watching very recently called The Great Cricketer. They're talking about that India can actually they can get test status for their B and C team as well. They can also play, and I think in 5-6 years they don't even need international team. They can play among themselves and be more competitive compared to these teams. So
it's absolutely crazy. So I think now we're pretty much done with this thing. We'll end with that fact that now they're going with T20, but they're staying in Ahmedabad. All the T20s are in Ahmedabad, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's all of them. I mean, when was the last time or ever in the history after this, unless Corona returns or some other big thing happens, but 2 test matches back-to-back in Ahmedabad, the next 5 matches back-to-back in Ahmedabad, and all are in Motera only, right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
It is just, it's like unheard of. This is just fabulous. And then they go to Pune and then they play the one-day, I think there are 3 one-day internationals? I don't think there'll be more than 3. Yeah, there are 3 one-day internationals.
I am concerned. I don't think it will happen. The Pune, I think they'll shift probably because the number of cases and everything are going up.
But they can still play. The audience problem because they'll lose money.
I think the audience will not come. But I think Motera, it's. I think since everything is inside the cricket stadium, all the facilities and everything, the players also stay inside the whole complex. So it makes sense in these times.
No, I think if, the reason they'll move from Pune, if they can't get spectators, I mean, there's just a lot of money lost, right? So they'd rather move it to a place where they can get the spectators. So that is a possibility because why would you lose so much money? I mean,
they can play the one days at Ahmedabad as well.
Yeah, might as well play at Ahmedabad. Everything is Ahmedabad. So this is like, it's like England in Ahmedabad. They might as well just say England in Ahmedabad, not in India, because everything is happening here. And by the way, in the Euro, which is upcoming now very soon in football. So it was supposed, I don't know if you know this, but this time what they wanted to do, just to be fair, instead of doing it in one single country, they had spread it across like multiple countries in Europe, which was like around 10 or 12 countries in Europe. So which is kind of becomes fair. So if you just play in Germany or say Spain or England, then you were like, okay, you have home advantage and constantly you become, so if you spread it across, it just becomes easier. But now because of the coronavirus and all this problem, so recently the United Kingdom Prime Minister, he came out, Boris Johnson, he came out and was like, a lot of people are having problems, so don't worry, our country is going to be like all vaccinated. So you can shift entire Euro in England. Obviously, the European Union said like, no, not right after Brexit. Now, this is what you want. No, it's not going to happen. Not going to happen. We're going to play without spectators, but we're not going to give you anything. He said, okay, no problem. But the extra matches we can get. If you want extra matches, we can send it to you because Portugal, there's a problem. He's like, no, we'll deal with it. He's like, even if they're like giving them spectators, they're like, no, we're not doing that. After all that fucking Brexit nonsense that you did with us, stop going out. And then he was saying all this stuff like, it's like home of football, we invented football and all this. Like, oh yeah, you don't play that well, do you? So I think England's invented everything and then they're like losing everything. So it's not looking good. After they won the first test, I was actually thinking that they might actually end up in the WTC World Cup final in this test match series, and they might be the defending one-day champions, defending T20 champions, defending like test champions, but test is now out of the window. Now India's going to be playing New Zealand, right, at Lords or wherever the hell it ends up.
Lords.
Or they're definitely going to be at Lords because they're getting vaccinated, so they're going to put everybody there. And March 17 or something, there's a soft deadline that Boris Johnson said earlier that they will be opening up everything anyway. So and there'll be people coming through. So in June, I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay. They're going to get the crowds in, and Lords is a good place to play this thing if they can't get it at MC or get it at MCG or something. So, but because it's already set.
Get it at Motera.
Motera and give a dust bowl. And like news Kiwis will be like, what the fuck? It's like next 2 months they'll be in a bubble just to be playing in the dust bowls. They'll create dust bowls specifically for this thing. So on that note, let's see what happens in the one-day internationals. Are you giving them any chance, English? Because that'll be a different ball game altogether. T20s and one-day international. What do you think? There's a chance?
Yeah, I think they'll be more competitive there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the England is really obviously good at this thing, and obviously it's not going to be dust bowls, so it's not the same problem. And I think it's going to be interesting. Let's see how it happens. Let's see if Kohli can get his century finally. Maybe in T20. I don't think he's ever gotten a century in T20 internationals. I know he got
not international. He got 4 centuries in IPL.
We're going to see Shikhar Dhawan back, right? And KL Rahul and everybody.
KL Rahul, possibly, yeah.
What happened with
Shikhar
Dhawan?
will be back, yeah.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
I
but
think
KL Rahul's going to play, right? He's a great batsman.
Yeah. I mean, it's Indian team, right? There are too many players now.
No, I think KL Rahul is going to come back, definitely. I have not even seen the squad, but I'm sure he's in the squad and everything.
No, I have not seen the squad myself.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure he's in the squad. KL Rahul is definitely going to be in the squad, man. That is just impossible to see. Like they're not in the. Where is the squad? Third test.
Unless he fails the 2-kilometer test, which you recently passed. So
no, he is not going to fail that test. KL Rahul is not going to fail that test. I've actually just. Rahul is in the team, obviously. Yeah, he is there.
Yeah, he will be. Yeah.
He will be there. What is Shikhar Dhawan? What is Shikhar gets in? No, Shikhar is also there. So all these players are definitely going to be there. Rahul is actually very fit, so he's definitely going to kill it. That's not a concern
Yeah,
for them.
I'm just-
I don't
I
know
was
how
just
they're going to
joking,
have Rohit Sharma to do that test, because I'm pretty sure he's not going to fail it. They're going to be in tennis they have wild card. Wild card is like, we have one wild card that is for Rohit. The Pant is like, what about me? What about me? I'm so great. People are like, no, I'll just spank you on the asses. Like, you need to run. Like, yeah, I think they're the only two suspects and Varun Chakravarti. These people have already failed. They're getting a second chance. I don't know. It's been kept under the wraps anyway, because that Sundar dude is also there. So yeah,
Sundar will be there. Sundar
not Sundar.
was already there.
Who's the other guy?
Thakur.
No, who's the other guy who failed the test earlier? But he's
okay. This guy. Yeah, I know why
he's
you
not in the
messed
team.
up
He's not
the
in the
name.
team though. He's not in the team.
Okay, he's not in the team. Okay.
He's not listed.
Yeah, because now we have two keepers already, with Pant back keeping well, and KL Rahul also. KL Rahul was actually the first choice keeper in the last series. So yeah, I don't think he has space. There is space for that.
Yeah,
guy.
I think they're not going to get
I
other
also
people.
forgot his name.
They won't be able to get other people in. So yeah, that's the idea. All right. On that note, let's looking forward to this amazing stuff. Let's see how that works. All right.
Yep.
On that note, this is me, Gav. This is Big. Have a good weekend whenever you're watching this thing. Take care. And like it, people like, okay, don't say it at the very end. Okay, no problem. We'll say it anyway. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.